So the probability in terms of a Venn diagram, we use a Venn diagram to represent what we call our sample space. And then the sample space is represented by a rectangular shape. Now, what is a sample space? You still remember, we spoke about a sample space. Now, what is a sample space, Piri? What will be a sample space? Anyone who still remember? That's right. What will be sample space? The total number of the total possible outcomes in an experiment. So we have all the total possible outcomes in an experiment. They said a Venn diagram is a graphical representation whereby we are going to be representing our event. First, we are going to represent our outcomes, which is the sample space. All the total outcomes, we are going to represent them with something called a rectangular shape. So, when we talk about your Venn diagram, we expect something like this. Number one, this is how we represent our sample space, which is all the total possible outcomes that we are going to be talking about in a specific experiment. So, we denote it with the letter S. So we say which we have S outside to represent what? The sample space. Now, what else do we have? Inside our sample space, we are going to represent our events with a circle. We are going to be representing our events with the what? With the circle. Remember, if we are talking about an experiment is choosing a learner. Choosing a learner is just an experiment. Event, choosing a learner who is in grade 10, that's an event. So the event is going to go inside the sample space, which is a rectangular shape. So what are you going to have inside your rectangular shape? You are going to have, if you are interested in one event, you are going to be having one circle. If you are going to be interested in multiple events, you are going to have many circles inside. But everything that you're interested in is going to be inside that what that rectangular shape. Does it make sense? Then? Yes. And then I want us to look at the following. We already used the letters. We've already done this. We've already used the word excellence. Yes. Now, if we are representing our Venn diagram, there are three ways in which we can represent our Venn diagram. Number one, we can show the actual outcomes. And then I will show you how we do that one. And then we can also show the number of outcomes. The other way we can also write our Venn diagram is to show the probability. We need to be able to do all three of them in grade 10. As we move on, they will want us to show the outcomes, especially in the upper grade. They use outcomes and then they also use the outcomes and then the probability. But we need to know all of them. Now, let's go into this one then. Let's look into this. We have the word excellence. Yesterday we said, let's say we're interested in choosing the letter. Let's check here. Let's say we're interested in choosing the letter. Oh, let event A be choosing the letter E. So we're going to let our event A to choose the letter what? E. No? And then they say here, draw a Venn diagram showing, number one, we should show the outcomes. Number two, we should show the number of outcomes. Number three, we should show the what? The probability. So I'm going to do all three of them. And then each and every one of us has this weight. Excellence, they are cut and into pieces. Yes. So we're going to do this thing practically. And we're going to say, excellence. Remember, everything here is what we're interested in. It's our experiment. We're interested in the word excellence. Yeah? But now, we are letting our event that we're interested in is one. We are going to be interested in choosing the letter E. So how many E's do we have? We said we have one. We have two. We have three. And then we also have what? Four. So this is an event. Where does the event go? It goes inside the what then? The circle. Does that make sense? Yes. Now let's do this then. Remember, how are you supposed to do this thing basically? Number one, you are supposed to have a rectangular shape. That's the first thing. You are supposed to have a rectangular shape. What does the rectangular shape represent? It represents everything in the one in the sample space. So let's have our rectangular shape. So we have our rectangular shape. Because I need to put all these letters, let me take them down. Let me take this one down here. And then let's have the rectangular shape here. It should be big. Now, inside our rectangular shape, we are going to be interested in an event. If there's one event simple, we put 1 second. If we have multiple, let's say I said choosing the letter N and choosing the letter R, it means we're going to have what? 2 seconds. But here we're interested in one event. So we're going to have 1 big second. Everyone is happy then? Yes. And then after that, we're going to have the letter S outside here, representing what? It represents the sample space, everything else that we have. So now, the first one says which we should show the actual outcome. How do you show the actual outcome? The actual outcome are going to be shown this way. You're going to take the E's. You're going to take E number 1, and then you're going to put it inside. That's the first one. So the next one, you're going to take the second E, and then you're also going to put it inside. At least you are interested in choosing E. Then you're going to take the next E, and then you're also going to put it what? Inside. And then you're going to take the last E, and then you're also going to do exactly the same thing. You're also going to put it what? Inside. So this is us interested, and then remember, they said which we should call this thing A. We can write it, then tell them, okay, this is A, event A. Is represented by what? By a second. And then event A is choosing the letter what? E, Mazet. I'm sorry. Now, where does everything else go then, Peer? That's the question that you should ask. Actually, we've used, and then remember, everything should go inside our sample space. Everything else that we didn't use class rep, where is it going to go? That's the question. We're going to take it and then just put it outside here. It's not A. It's everything which is what? Which is not A. Oh, event A, because we're talking about the letter E. So I'm also going to take this C, and then we're going to put it inside the rectangular shape, but we don't put it inside the what? The second, because it's not choosing the letter E. I will still find it. Yeah. So we are going to take this one and then put it there. Put it there. Okay, sharp. We're also going to take this L, put it there. Do you have to put them in any particular order? No. You just have to be able to put them inside. Okay. So this one is the one whereby you are showing the outcomes. You are showing the outcomes. Yeah? This is event diagram number 1. Now, Venn diagram number 1, you are done. Maybe what can confuse us is this A. I'm sure this A is representing the circle, which is it's A, it's event A. After that, number 2, let's look at this. Number 2, they say we should show the number of outcomes. That's different. Number 2, you are not showing the actual outcomes. You are not showing about E, you are showing us the number. How many do you have? How many do you have of E? How many do you have which is not E? How many do you have in total? How are you going to do that one then? Again, you're going to have a rectangular shape. But your rectangular shape this time around can be a little bit small. Agree, I was trying to fit all these letters. So again, I'm going to have my sample space. In my sample space, I'm going to have the number of the sample space. The number of sample space is the number of letters that I have. Let's count the number of letters that you have. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. So the number of the sample space is going to be actually 10. Inside the sample space, I have an event. Event A. Yes. So let's write a second to say we are going to put event A here. How many is event A? You count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is what? It's event A. How many it's not event A? That's the other question. 6. It's not event A. And then this is going to be the Venn diagram representing the number of outcomes.
What about the S of the coin?
The what?
The S.
The what?
S of the coin.
The S, yeah, this is, I said S. You can put it here on top. It's S is equal, number is number of the sample space. When we say N, N is the number of something. So sample space number is 10. There are 10 letters. I will still fine.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the last one then. On the last one, what is it that we're going to be showing? We are going to be actually showing the probability. We can also write this thing in a probability form. Actually, now we know the probability thing. In fact, this one is better because we did an example like this one. We know the probability of choosing an E. We said it's 4 all over 10, yes. Which was 4 over 10 was 2 all over. What was it? Let's do the last one then. On the last one, we are going to show the probability. Probability, the number of the sample space here, sample space here for probability is actually going to be equal to 1. Probability, which is going to happen, all in all, the total is going to be 1, to be 1. If it's either it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. If we are sure which is going to happen, it's 1. And then we have a second, and then we have event A. How many ways can you choose event A? You say it's 4 all over 10. What is 4 all over 10? You said it's 2. It's 2 all over 5. Outside you have 6 all over 10, which is going to be 3 all over 5. 3 all over 5. And then this is how you show it as a one, as a probability. Are there any questions?